HTB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. I hope you guys are well. Thanks again for tuning in. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff there. I am so excited, right? You cannot wipe the grin off my face. That's right, it's round 10. But guess what? I've named this The Magic is Here. That's right, I am off to Queensland this Friday and I cannot wait to be part of the festivities. Cannot wait to be part of the atmosphere, and I cannot wait to see you guys. But in saying that, I'm going to get right into it. Well, first game, and we'll go from there. Yeah? 3, 2, 1. Hit the intro. Now we go. All right, the first game is between the Bulldogs and the Knights, in a game that I've called dead last. Bulldogs are 15th, Knights are last. Whoever loses is going to be, well, I guess last, right? But looking saying that you got the likes of Raymond Faitala-Mariner, who makes his way back in from the reserves. And then for the Knights, you have the Clune back at halfback, as well as Barnett back in second row. For the Bulldogs, you have Josh Adokar, Biondi Otto, as well as Burton as players to watch for. And for the Knights, I've got down Ponga, Young, and Crocker as well to watch out for. Unfortunately, Johns for the Knights is not in there. Looking at this game here, I don't see it being tight personally. The Knights have absolutely nosedived for me, and I think they can go further than that. They're going to start digging down pretty low. Looking saying in this game here, for me, I've got the Bulldogs winning it. Next game here, Sea Eagles against the Broncos, in a game that I've called just in the 8. Sea Eagles is on 7th, the Broncos are 8th, and look, both teams here are struggling. They're climbing, they've just got a bit of a grip there in the 8. Whatever happens here will be quite telling, I think. Olokatu as well as Schuster return for the Eagles. Schuster in reserve. Broncos have Haas as well as Turpin, right? Turpin in the reserves, Haas back at prop. The likes of Tom Trbojevic, Olokatu as well as Bullimore facing his old club players to watch for Manly. And then for the Broncos, you have Haas, Oates as well as Carrigan to look out for. This game is going to be a physical game, but I think it's also going to have a lot of spectacle. Don't be surprised if this ends up being the game of the round, really. Obviously, we have a few other good games, but this game here, in terms of entertainment value, could probably be the one that seals the deal. Looking saying that, I do see it being a tight affair, but I'm going to have to give this one here. I wanted to tip Manly here. I think they have what it takes, particularly in the halves. You've got DCE foreign, right? I just think they'll get the job done. Manly for me. Third game sees the Warriors on Saturday hosting the Rabbitohs. I'm not going to say much about that. Watch the preview there. I'll give you guys my thoughts, and hey, I've got a special guest there as well, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. So again, I won't say too much. I'll let you watch that one. Fourth game sees the Titans against the Dragons in a game that I've called the classic tale, right? You've got the likes of Sami, who returns at wing, Wallace at prop, as well as Masters at centre. And then for the Dragons, you have Ramsey, Burgess, as well as Sloan, all named, but in the reserves. The likes of Fasua, Maliawi, Fotueka, as well as Brimson to watch for the Titans. And you've got the likes of Sully, Hunt, as well as Sims, Tarek Sims for the Dragons. Unfortunately, Herbert as well as Smith for the Titans are out. This game here, look, honestly, the Titans for me are a bit of a long drop. They're falling down. The Dragons, though they got tumbled up against the Storm, you almost think they're the team that will come back from that loss. Titans, again, sure, they lost too, but if you look at the two teams there, I just think for mine personally, the Dragons look the better team. Dragons for me. The fifth game, right, sees this is the big one. The Storm against the Panthers in a game that I've called the 2023 Grand Final, question mark. The likes of Kamika return, as well as Jaden Nikorima in the reserves. And then for the Panthers, you have Sorensen, who makes his way in the bench. The likes of Munster, Hughes, as well as Grant to look out for the Storm. Cleary, To'o, as well as Kickoff for mine, leading the charge. I can throw in more names, but you get what I mean. Unfortunately, Raymond Smith, as well as Pappenhuisen, don't make the squad there for the Storm, and they're out. This game here could be the smackdown of the year. This could possibly be one of the games of the year, right at our fingertips, watching it live. Both teams here for obvious reason, right? Storm are 1, Panthers are 2, but in saying that whoever wins this, probably the way both teams are going, probably steals the deal. It's going to be a very tight affair. I can't even believe I'm going to watch this game. It's going to be so awesome. Look, but for mine, I think I'm going to back the Storm here. I think the Storm will do it. They're looking very strong, and I'm not saying the Panthers aren't, but I just feel like the way the waves are riding now for the Storm, it's all theirs for the taking, honestly. Storm for me. The Sharks against the Raiders in a game that I've called the potential upset. I have to see what I mean. You got the likes of Mulitalo back at wing, Hunt back in the bench, as well as Trindle back at halfback. And for the Raiders, you got Savage, who makes his way back in the bench. You got the likes of Talakai, Rudolph, as well as Nikora to look out for the Sharks. And you got Kotrich, as well as Wapali and Savage as well for the Raiders. Raymond and Kennedy are not playing for obvious reason. Right, they've been suspended. And unfortunately, Crocker as well won't be playing. Croker. Looking, saying that both these teams here, Sharks are on an up. Raiders on a bit of a bumpy sort of a ride. You don't know where they're going, what's happening. Again, Ricky Stewart there leading the charge. Very vocal is he. Looking, saying that this game here could be a very, very testy game in terms of the forwards. However, you almost just get a feeling, though, that this game here may slip off in the second half, particularly in the latter part of it. For me, personally, I wanted to stick with my guns here. I want to be backing the Sharks to win this game here. But I'm saying that don't be surprised if the Raiders win, but I just don't think they have the punch. They could come out and prove me wrong, but I just don't see it. Sharks for me. 7th game here sees the Roosters against the Eels in a game that are called Battle of New South Wales in Queensland. That's right, Roosters and Eels. You want to talk about history, you want to talk about New South Wales, you normally think of these clubs here, right, historically. So Luka Fifita makes his return back in the bench for the Roosters, and then you got Russell, who makes his return back, Sean Russell, but in the reserves. The likes of Tedesco, Jodawari, Hargreaves, as well as Radley for mine. And then for the Eels, you've got Gutherson, Brown, Dylan Brown, as well as Papali'i to make men's there. This game's going to be really tight. Obviously, the Eels, right? They're known as the king killers, I think, anyway, right? They beat the Storm, they beat the Panthers last week. They're going off on a high. The Roosters, hey, you can't complain there. They had a good win there, right? And I think, in my opinion, they stomped their ground, they made it work, and it was what it was against the Titans. But I'm saying that when these two teams meet, things happen, I think. For mine, I'm going to probably going to stuff it. I want to tip the Roosters here. This might be the upset tip, but I'm going to be tipping the Roosters here to take it. I think it'll be a pretty game, but I just feel like the Roosters will take it. Roosters for mine. Then the last game of the round, West Tigers against the Cowboys in a game that I've called Roar of the Cowboy. Why not? Just throw a pun there every now and then. You got the likes of Brown, who returns back in the reserves, right? And then for the Cowboys, you've got James Tanoa-Brown, as well as Hampton, who make their way into the reserves there. To'a, Hastings, and Leilua are people to look out for me. And then Drinkwater, Townsend, and Tamalolo for the Cowboys. Look, in terms of form, you almost just need to give this one here to the Cowboys straight off the bat, not even thinking about it. But in terms of what the Tigers can do, what they're capable of doing, you wouldn't be surprised, right? But look, I just think the Cowboys have too much punch. Their rope is a bit too long, and those Cowboys, they're ready. So I look, for me, I want to tip the Cowboys here. Anyway, guys, look, before I'm done, we all know what happens, right? These are HTB guarantee. These are HTB guarantee, but this one here is very special because I'm actually going to be watching this one and absolutely hoping that this goes well. I've unfortunately got the last 2 wrong, but I had 6 right prior to that, so I'm hoping this is where the magic happens. This magic round here, right? The HTB guarantee, Dragons to beat the Titans. Dragons to beat the Titans, and the HTB guarantee, that's for me. Tell me your thoughts. I want to say that, guys, thanks again for watching. I've appreciated it very, very much. Hope you guys had fun. I will see you there, and I hope your team wins. Unless you're Rabbitohs, right? Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time. And just remember, have fun and hold the ball. Magic round. Cannot wait to see you guys there.